Hey, what's going on, everybody? Really glad to be back with you guys. Really exciting stuff to talk about today. Something I've actually been looking into for a while now and really happy about. So anyway, first off, got some sun yesterday. Brother had a lacrosse game, so got some tan lines. So I hope you guys don't mind that. I'm kind of white. Got to work on the tan. But anyway, let's jump into what we have to talk about. We're talking about cryptocurrencies. Personally, my watch list for crypto in the next few months, I'd say. I did recently invest. I did previously in December, just learning about things. I remember when I first started investing, it was $9,000 Bitcoin, and I was just amazed at where it could go. And now it's at 50, 55, 60,000. Really insane what could have happened to me. But anyway. So now we're getting into the real meat of it. My watch list, there's 3 cryptocurrencies that I am looking at right now, and I think that you guys should look at too. Now the first cryptocurrency that I would recommend you guys looking into is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is huge. It is the talk amongst everyone now in the financial space. A lot of positive things you can say about them. I mean, of course, nobody knows who founded it, who's the one who started it, but it's just insane now, just because they have a limited supply, and you have to mine it, and it takes very, very powerful computers to mine it. And now this is a legit currency. There's a lot of speculation about where it's going to go, or if it's going to go down or up. But I would say this is on my watch list because there's a lot of things that's going on positive for Bitcoin. There's a lot of people accepting it now. Especially with the NFT space, there's a lot of people using Bitcoin to purchase those NFTs, and there's a lot of really a lot of hype around them. And I know that hype can drive it, not dependent on its value, but in this case, I really think that hype is helping it get to where it's gonna be, and it's gonna keep climbing even to 100,000 in the future. Not the near future, but I do believe that it's gonna get to that $100,000 mark. Number 2. We have Ethereum. Ethereum is huge. There's a lot of potential growth with Ethereum. I know it's laid out a little bit different than Bitcoin, but there's a lot of hype. It's actually gone up, I'd say, I think 15% in the last week. A lot of positive things to say about this, especially in the whole Bitcoin space, really, or the whole crypto space. Now, lastly, number 3, the hypest of them all, I would say Dogecoin. That is huge. There is crazy hype around Dogecoin right now, especially with Elon Musk. Literally every time he tweets about it, it increases about 20%. It's huge skyrockets. We have the people at Wall Street Bets just saying Doge to the moon. It's seriously insane. It doesn't really hold any value, but it is on my watch list. It is actually my last cryptocurrency. Yeah, all the altcoins, there's a ton of them. There's a few more that I'm invested in well, one more in Coinbase, but nothing much that I'm really watching too hard. Those are my top 3 cryptocurrencies that I'm watching: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. And here's some pros really about the whole cryptocurrency space on why I think that you guys should be looking into cryptocurrencies as a serious, legit investment for entertainment purposes only. Obviously, I would say number 1, there's so much hype around these currencies. This isn't really a long-term thing, but say you're a day trader. There's so much hype you can follow in the news, especially with it being 24/7, which is one of the pros that we have to cryptocurrencies, that it's 24/7 market. There's so much you can do when something's open for 24/7. I know we have the stock market, it's only open half the day, not even. And then it's closed on the weekends. Crypto, always open. There's a lot of space there to be, a lot of space to be made, a lot of money to be made, a lot of mistakes to be made. So you have to be very careful and do your research and know what you're doing. Number 2, more diversification. It's really important, especially as an investor, to stay very diverse, and I think this is just another way to diversify. I know the cryptocurrencies are actually starting to differ from the stock market. I know, as you can kind of see, some on the red days, Bitcoin's down, or the whole crypto as a sector goes down, and the green days it also goes up. But it is actually starting to break away from that, which is, I think, good, because this means that it's more diverse, and that market crashes and other sort of crashes aren't really going to affect cryptocurrencies as much as other sort of positive economic good things, especially with the Fed coming out and saying all these things about interest rates and such. Crypto is staying pretty solid. Number 3, widespread practical use. I know we talked about this earlier with Bitcoin. There's a lot of practical use being made with all 3 of these. I know, Mark Cuban said he was going to accept Dogecoin for one of the what sports team is it? The comments below, write it down. I'm drawing a huge blank. Anyway, he says he was going to accept Dogecoin for them. That is purely insane. Ethereum, there's more places that are accepting that, and obviously Bitcoin, huge. Tesla, that was one of the biggest ones. And then JP Morgan, they're saying that they're going to allow investors to diversify into cryptocurrencies, which is obviously a great way to be better for yourself and for your portfolio. Now, we already touched on this a little bit. Very accessible. It is open 24/7. You have all day to trade, all night to trade, all weekend to trade, if that's what you want. And that's more aimed towards the day traders, but there is positives for everybody: the long-term traders and the short-term traders. And lastly, there's no bank fees. The banks are staying out of it, which is actually one of the downsides in the end that we'll talk about with the cons. Some cons are, now we're on to the cons. Some cons are going to be there's a lot of volatility. I know a lot of people can't stomach that. I would say for me, it's been hard. Luckily, we're in some uptrends, and that's the reason why I bought it when it was low. I bought it when it was at a dip, and now I'm kind of seeing the fruits of being prudent and buying it when it's going down instead of buying it when it's going up. Number 2, cybersecurity. There's a lot of hackers out there, and they can steal tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, millions. So I would recommend that you got to be conscious of that and aware that there is a lot of hackers out there. And lastly, it is very difficult to comprehend. Like I still don't fully understand cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of new people to the space, and they just hear the meme Dogecoin and they put hundreds of dollars in there, and then they lose it all the next day. So with that, with the hype and with the no bank fees, it's not really backed by the SEC, so that is not really like a safe investment like your other investments would be. They're backed by a system. That kind of goes in with the it's difficult to comprehend because there's different ways that it connects to different things, which in this case it doesn't really connect to anything other than it's a hype, and it's all going up, and it's going up in flames eventually. You never know, right? But no, I'm just kidding. So anyway, I think that crypto is a good investment, especially if you're going into it long term. If you can have that stomach, buy it anytime now, really. I think that the number one main point that you want to drive home on why it is a great investment is that it's widespread authenticity. Widespread authenticity. So it is very important as an investor to know that this is practical, because that's going to drive the price even more up, especially with Bitcoin, because there's only a limited supply of that. So now, in the end, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin are the cryptos that I am watching currently. I think that all these are very, some of these are stable investments that you should really look into, and that are really helpful for you to grow as an investor and as a person to learn and be more knowledgeable. There are plenty of other altcoins to get into, especially with Coinbase. There are like tens of them. I don't know if it gets to the hundreds, but there are so many altcoins that you can get into that I'm not even giving any credit to, because they're not legitimate. You can go out and create an altcoin right now. All you need is the software, really. So it's not really much power to you, but you could do that. That's why you want to stick with the Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're a little bit more accepted. And Dogecoin's just the meme. But it's really cool to watch what's happening. Anyway, I encourage you to study, own it. As an investor, you really need to own it. And if you own it, it's going to be yours, and you're going to try even harder to be the best you can be for yourself. Because especially in the crypto world, very volatile. Things are always changing. There's ups and downs. So there's a lot of things that I highly recommend for you guys to do, which is owning it. And anyway, lastly, thank you for sticking around to the end. I really hope this video found you where you're at and helped you out. Anyway, if you liked it, go hit the like button and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep coming out with videos every week. And if not, thanks for watching to the end. I hope you learned a few things about cryptocurrencies, because it's a really big space and there's a lot to follow there. So anyway, thanks. Have a great day. See ya.